AI has officially crossed the line, and Studio Ghibli is not happy about it. Okay, we need to talk about the Studio Ghibli art trend that is going around the internet right now. Because, wow, this one is stirring up some serious controversy. If you have been online lately, you've probably seen people using AI tools to transform their selfies, memes, or just random images into Studio Ghibli style artwork. And at first glance, it looks really cool, right? But here's where things get messy. So what is the problem? Well, as it turns out, Hayao Miyazaki is not happy about this. The legendary filmmaker behind My Neighbor Totoro, Spirited Away, and basically your entire childhood is not a fan of AI-generated art. And honestly, he's made his statement very clear for years. Back in 2016, in a documentary, Miyazaki was shown an AI-generated animation, and his response was brutal. He said, "I am utterly disgusted. I strongly feel that this is an insult to life itself." So yeah, he's not sugarcoating it. He thinks that AI art is soulless. And with this new AI trend using Studio Ghibli's signature style, a lot of people feel like it disrespects his work. But it doesn't stop there. The controversy got even wilder when the White House's official X, formerly Twitter, posted an AI-generated image in Ghibli style of a woman crying, depicting a real-world immigration issue. Yikes. This made people even more uncomfortable because it wasn't just fun anymore. It was an AI-generated image mimicking a specific style of art and being used in real political context. After the backlash, OpenAI did step in and put some restrictions on generating images in the style of living artists. But, big loophole, Studio Ghibli's aesthetic is still allowed because it's technically a studio style, rather than an individual artist's work. So this debate is still very much ongoing. The whole thing opens up a huge discussion about AI-generated art. Like, where do we draw the line? Is it okay for AI to replicate certain styles? Should artists have more say in whether their artwork is used in AI training? And more importantly, how does it affect the future of creative jobs? Now, before we all spiral into existential dread about AI taking over the creative world, let's take a step back. This isn't the first time that technology has disrupted the way we create. Every major leap in history has people panicking about the death of art, and yet instead it always evolves. Let's start way back. Remember the printing press? When Johannes Gutenberg invented it in the 1400s, suddenly mass production of books and images became possible. Handwritten manuscripts became less common, and scribes, who had spent their entire careers copying texts by hand, were like, well, now what? But did storytelling disappear? No, it flourished. More people had access to knowledge, and this led to an explosion of creativity. Now let's fast forward a few centuries, and photography shook up the art world. When cameras became widely available, traditional painters worried that their craft was doomed. Why would anyone need a hyper-realistic portrait when they could just snap a photo? But instead of killing art, photography pushed painters into new territories, like Impressionism, where artists focused more on capturing emotion rather than realism. Then came computers, and graphic design as we know it didn't exist until Adobe software like Illustrator, Photoshop revolutionized commercial art. And suddenly, graphic designers weren't just working with physical tools. They were creating in a digital space. And guess what? The industry adapted. Instead of replacing artists, digital tools expanded what is possible. So what is the takeaway here? Every time new technology comes along, there is always fear. Fear that it will erase creativity rather than enhancing it. But if history has shown us anything, it is that artists just don't simply stop creating. They evolve. The question isn't, will AI replace us? It is, how will we adapt with AI? Okay, now we've looked at the past, so let's talk about our future. What does all this mean for graphic designers, illustrators, and creatives in general? Should we be worried, or should we start learning a new trade? Pack up and go home? Absolutely not! AI isn't the end of graphic design, it is just another tool. Just like how Photoshop didn't make hand drawing obsolete, AI is not going to erase the need for designers. Instead, it is going to change how we work. Think about it. I personally use AI with tedious tasks like background removal. It could help with color matching or even quick layout ideas. This means that us as graphic designers can focus more on strategy, branding, and creative problem solving. And that's the part of design that really matters. But here's the catch. AI tools are not a replacement. The real power of design comes from human creativity and our ability to tell stories, or evoke emotions, and craft experiences. AI could generate an image, but it doesn't have a deep understanding of why certain colors resonate with an audience, or why a particular layout strengthens a brand identity. That's our job. So yeah, AI is a big deal, and it is definitely going to shake things up. But instead of fearing it, I think we should be asking ourselves, how can we use AI to push our creativity even further? Because at the end of the day, the most valuable asset of graphic design isn't a tool, it is you. AI isn't inherently good or evil, it is a tool, and it depends on how you use it. If we were to let it replace creativity, then it becomes a problem. But if we learn how to integrate it into our workflow, just like we as graphic designers did in the past historically, it could actually open us up to new creative possibilities. So I want to know, where do you stand on this? Do you think that AI should be able to replicate existing art styles? Or do you think we should be stricter with the protections for artists? Let me know in the comments, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed today's discussion, please hit the like and the subscribe. And don't forget to tap that bell so you get notified every time I make videos. Because I make videos just like this every single week. And I know today's topic was kind of heavy, but I hope you enjoyed it. That's all I have for now. Bye!